IVM.
Good day, everybody.
Good evening. This is an evening recording.
Good evening, Ayushi. How are you today?
I'm so happy today.
I'm very happy to hear that. I know you've had a few glitches getting to this point. Our technology was messing us up a little
And
bit.
traffic has started again in the city. So my
yes.
blood pressure is already, just through the roof.
Yes. And also, listeners, welcome back to episode 2 of season 2 of Agla Station, Adulthood. What's
And
good in the hood? Okay.
Also, but the reason that I am so happy is because we have a guest that I have wanted on the show for so long. And fangirled
Do you want to
about.
introduce the topic now or after we introduce our guest?
I think it goes hand in hand. Our guest and this topic are not, we cannot separate them because she is the queen of the dating truths of the internet world. It's none other than Aishwarya Mohanraj, sensation, comedian, and single girl whose DMs are very
most eligible girl in town. I don't like the word spinster. Hi, Aishwarya. Welcome. Sorry.
Hi, guys. Thank you for that lovely introduction. It's all that I am. It felt a little sad also when you added single in the end. I was like, why am I still single? I can't wait to become like double.
I
don't know. It's so weird.
As you guys would have figured out, this is our dating episode. Like we said last week,
relationships, partnership. We can broaden it up. No, we can't. Dating is only dating.
I guess dating, because our whole aim for season 2 was to replicate the first 5 episodes a year later and see how we've done a year later.
Sweet.
But because also that was mainly because we didn't have good ideas. So I was like, why not just do the same thing? But this is our dating episode. We are talking about dating in 2020, dating in a pandemic, dating in the era of all these apps and all this fantastic stuff.
Yes. तो बताइए ऐश्वर्या जी, डेटिंग वर्ड से आपका क्या नाता है?
मैं डेटिंग वर्ड से यार मैं 13 साल की उम्र से डेट कर रही हूँ. So it's not even like, I've just gotten into dating. I've been dating since I was 13 and
I love it.
Yeah, I'm proper veteran, yeah. Like I've gone through the whole high school romance, sending each other mails, getting all like if his hand touched my hand, then I would take my hand away. That whole phase I've gone through. That oh my god, he's looking at me, and usme only you get all the hormones and everything. Now also I get when someone looks at me, I also look at them. It's just so, yeah, I like the whole dating phase. So yeah, I've gone through that whole 13-year-old romance, then come to college and then all like, यार मुझे नहीं करना ये, मेरे को थोड़ा cash रखना, मुझे casual करना है. I don't want to get into like hardcore dating. Gone through my fair share of heartbreaks. And now I've been single for 2 years, which is the longest I've gone single since I've started dating. Like since...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have gone from one relationship to another within like 3 months otherwise.
That's talent. Also,
now 2 years it's been now, but it's like I legit thought, this time I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to jump into another relationship. Break lete 2 साल हो गए यार, अब कोई मिल ही नहीं रहा. Now I'm ready to get married. There's literally nobody.
There isn't though. That's definitely something we need to discuss in like in intense ways, because just a lack of viable options for people.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a lack of quality men?
Yeah, to be honest, I fell in love with a couple of them.
In these 2 years, you've had a fair share of ek tarfa,
proper, like, I was like, I'm ready to date. I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to get into a relationship. And they have their hang-ups. Ki, nahi, I'm not over my ex. and I have to go to Canada.
I love this. I have to go to Canada, by the way, as a side note.
Specific.
To Canada, guys.
Yeah, he wants. So I can't help it. Like I mean, first he asked me, okay, do you think you can move to Canada? And we've been talking for 2 weeks. So what you're asking me 2 weeks into the thing, you'll move to Canada? So I was like, gee, I'm not moving to Canada and all. So he said, okay, so then I guess
I want to be a boy at the receiving end of Aishwarya's charm, because which man in 2 weeks of what charm have you turned on where he's like, move to Canada with me?
Within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks, in the sense, abhi mat move kar. When I move, I'll go settle over there. We'll do thoda long distance, and then you come to Canada. Do you want to date, irrespective of me going to Canada?
But in that person's defense, I think that's actually good to ask in the get-go, as opposed to bringing it out and then like 1 month and being like, by the way, I'm peacing out in like 6 weeks. So are you interested or not?
Yeah. Respect to this person for being upfront. So points to that. It's an adult thing to have said. Yes.
Yes. Nice plus.
Yeah. I mean, when my friend set me up with him, we both knew that he was going to Canada. We thought we'll just like flirt, because there's nothing to do in the lockdown. So we'll flirt. But I kind of developed feelings for him. He was so nice and sweet and charming and funny and cute. Everything he was.
And he's going to Canada. Go to Canada?
No, so that's what, so he said, one of those days when we were doing a video call, he's like, if this hypothetical guy asks you to move to Canada, would you move? And I was like, koi hypothetical guy pooche to, mujhe to koi pooch hi nahi. I'm also very 13-year-old when I'm flirting now. So then he's like, theek hai yaar, then I guess we should not take this forward, because I think we both are getting invested. Very mature. So I said, yeah. Sure.
That's impressive, dude.
So at least there was full interest from that side also.
Listen,
then the next day I couldn't take it, because we cut it off cold turkey, right? Like 2 weeks you're constantly texting, constantly talking, and suddenly there's no boy in your life. So then I messaged ki, listen, I'll move to Canada.
I was literally about to say, I'm willing to move to Canada. Can I have his number?
I was like, I'll move to Canada. So he laughed. I mean, I was serious, but he thought it was a joke.
But that was like something that I feel a lot as well, because I've been single for now 2 years, close to 2 years as well, with like little pockets of, like you said, little flirting, little this thing, and then it doesn't really go anywhere. And it's not always the other person, it's also you, because my problem is I lose interest so fast. Like if I don't see the person, you don't exist. You just don't exist for me.
Oh man.
So
real.
Yeah, it's a very real problem. But then the other real problem is also when you stop texting people, like you suddenly don't have anything on your phone. Like so often after like some intense text relationship has ended, I look at my phone, I'm like, what? You be fun? Like, what is this? Is nobody going? And I get offended by the fact that no one is texting me. Like, I get
very like, yaar, मैं हूँ तो सही यार, हूर परी, क्यों नहीं मैसेज करना कोई?
Exactly.
I don't think that's I'm sure boys message everyone. It's also about the interest, like how Ayushi, you said it's about me also, the person I am, like whoever is.
No, I know that. Look, like I said, I'm taking responsibility for my action. I just don't like the repercussion of that.
Absolutely. I understand.
Like, can't you just from far be very just into me and worship me and just kind of like send me nice messages? But I don't really want to get... Also, there's the other layer of sometimes it's just a text relationship and then the other person like, shall we meet or take it further? And you're like, no.
Yeah.
I made a mistake.
Have you also had those, Aishwarya, where it's only good on text and then you are like not interested in meeting this person?
Yeah, like today only I put up this reel. Where I'm so good
at night.
I watched it and I related hard also.
What? No, don't tell me. I want to watch it.
Basically how you flirt on text and you're so good at it, and then when you meet in real life, you're like a very awkward person, which is totally real and totally relatable.
Also, I'm one of those people that remembers everything that we might have texted about or exchanged. So then, when you meet a person and then you make like a joke, like, remember when we talked about whales and penguins?
Recall value.
And then they look at you as if you're the crazy person, and then you're stuck trying to explain the same thing already before. And then sweat starts happening.
But guys, I have a question just based on what we've just chatted about. I'm thinking, is it a partnership we seek or is it attention from the opposite sex that we seek?
I'm looking for partnership only.
Yeah.
I get enough attention from the opposite sex. I won't lie. It's if I open my DMs, there is.
Nice.
Ma'am, Aishwarya! I get a lot of that. So attention is never an issue. It's just, you want attention from that one person or those three people because it's never one person at a time. It's always my emotional bandwidth is so high that I can flirt with three people and not feel like jumbled up.
But that's so much fun. Like I miss when you're on a dating app and you're not frustrated with it and you don't hate it. Like I have a very cyclical relationship with dating apps. Is I get on them for about like 2 weeks and I'm very excited and it's constantly sending everyone screenshots of this one and then this this one out and oh my god, this is cute. And also like all the creepy people, you send those also for jokes. But then within 2 weeks or 3 weeks where you just don't seem to be getting the right kind of vibe or the right kind of attention, you're just so frustrated and you're just done. But that first part where you're talking to 4 or 5 different people, keeping the conversation going, the flirting is happening, I feel like a sorceress. I'm like, yes, you're all under my spell.
But this legit lasts for like 2-3 days because within 3 days now, then the kacha nimbu start to drift off. Nahi, humse nahi ho raha types.
And also,
अच्छी insight दी है आपने.
The lockdown doesn't help because usually with a dating app is if you feel a vibe for 2-3 days, you'll be like, okay, shall we have, even if it's or something like that, like something initial. Right now, the conversation is the same thing. It's like, oh, we're in lockdown. Yeah, you're in lockdown. I'm in lockdown.
Yeah, well, for me now it's come to after sexting, I'm done. Like my interest totally goes off.
Okay, so I have a question about this. How does one get the confidence to sext?
Yeah, even I want to know that.
What? What is wrong with you guys?
These are,
like with a stranger.
Yeah, with like these internet matches.
I have to do it.
But like,
that's it.
I really want to read these now, guys. I'll tell the truth. I just want to read them. But like, what is like?
Oh, they're so hot.
Oh, they're proper.
So
guys who are listening, hot men listening, Aishwarya Mohanraj is a.
I'm a giver, dude. I'm a giver proper.
Just want to slide this one in there as well. It's just consent. Please don't send unsolicited.
Yes.
Oh yeah. No, these are not with random men who just like send me something.
But we are reminding our listeners about the importance of consent.
That's good.
PSA,
That's good. That's good. No, but I don't know, like I have some rules for sexting which I mean I don't so basically we obviously take it to Instagram. I don't do Snapchat. Not Snapchat also works, but I take it to Instagram and then everything needs to be like obviously no screenshots allowed because वो sign भी आ जाता है. And I kind of have like क्या बोलते हैं, you understand if you can trust this person or no.
Yeah.
But obviously I don't send photos until I am super comfortable, like like 100%. Like if this guy has come from some sort of like I know this person because of some XYZ reason, then maybe. But otherwise, text wala though sometimes it's the day I match only. Like,
oh my god, I love this. I'm
That's
almost
amazing.
Jealous. I want to live this life also for some time.
I thought that I was confident, but girl, you win.
I love this about you, Aishwarya. Honestly, like one of the things I've actually enjoyed about seeing this side of your personality on social media is you verbalize so many things, so many young women in our generation are feeling and thinking. you
And
just
it's
sit down.
true because we've spoken about dating on not just like the dating episode last year, but just throughout the thing. We had an episode where we did loneliness, and kind of the theme has been that it's so easy. Like right now, we find it easy to tell each other because there's no one else listening technically, but people, it's so hard on the internet to express that you're not desperate or you're not like thirsty or something. It's not it's not bad. There's nothing dirty about it. There's nothing desperate about it. It's more just you want companionship at a certain age.
Yeah.
And I'd say a level of thirstiness is totally valid and age appropriate and sexuality development appropriate also.
Yeah, but haven't we spoken about how like there is that taboo, right, of women saying that, oh, I actually want to date someone, because what you have to appear like is that you're not looking to be very serious, you're not looking to settle down immediately, you're just looking to have fun. But yeah, sure, that's in the beginning, but you're all looking for something real.
Yes.
And I swear, like when you look at your Instagram, there's something that's so, like, I don't like to say refreshing and honest because that's a cliche, but it is. Like, you're real about the fact that you do want to date.
She wants to marry.
Talk about. Yeah, I want to marry. Like, I legit, and that's not even a joke. Like, I think I'm ready to. Obviously, I don't want to marry immediately. I want to date for 2 years and then eventually get married. But I want to get into a serious relationship now. I'm done with like, okay, we'll see, I want to date and take it forward.
Shagana is happening soon.
100%. 100%. That reel is legit me having all these thoughts. My lehengas, everything, dude. I have thought कि मेरे को शादी में क्या पहनना है, कैसा खाना होगा, क्या करेंगे. And I'll be very honest, it also changes with the guy that I'm speaking to. Sometimes the guy is like, यार मेरे को कोर्ट मैरिज करनी है, ठीक है, और मेरे को सारे पैसे लेके हनीमून करना है. And I'm just like, same. Even I want to do that only, so I will do. We'll spend like in my head now, I'm just like, I want to get married. तेको जैसे करना है कर ले. I will compromise on the lehenga and everything. I wear it on someone else's wedding. मेरे को इतना भी नहीं है कि यही ऐसा ही चाहिए. But I genuinely
compromise. Like
100%.
Yeah, of course. You're normal.
Have you reached out to Seema auntie?
I have reached out to Netflix in the sense I tagged them and said, take me in season 2 and all. Where I'll approach her, dude. Now, if they pay me to do this, nothing like it.
100%. You'll find someone also, maybe.
Also, her success rate has not like made me trust her.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad, to be honest. But ठीक है यार, I have a profile on Shaadi.com also.
Actually, not kidding.
Actually, not
when
really.
Did you make it?
May?
Yeah. Abhi, this year in lockdown.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's very bad. It's terrible. The people over there
steeply down.
Yeah, it just it's a barrage of men who, it's worse than Tinder or any other dating app for that matter. It's clutter.
The dating apps in general, like I think I don't know, maybe this is also straight people problems. I don't know what it is like for same-sex, partnerships and how they look. It's a completely different world, but there's so much pressure, I feel, when you're on a dating app also, because like you don't know whether you're supposed to be like the cool casual type, whether you're supposed to be like, I am looking for something serious, whether you're supposed to talk like, like one, like I eat burgers, but I'm also size 2 and I also like to watch, football and shit. And I don't talk about any of that. Like I don't care about your interests at all. But there's so much pressure to be these different things. How, like, are you 100% honest about who you are from the get-go on the apps? Like,
yeah, I pretty much am in the sense that so the thing is, I also have a filter that if someone knows me, then I don't take it forward. Like if someone starts, like in the conversation, if they bring up, oh man, big fan.
Yeah, so I was about to ask you that. How do you deal with this being slightly famous and looking
She's
for
properly well known. Like, I mean, you were
No,
on
no,
TV
no.
show.
Slightly is correct. Yeah, don't worry.
But
That's true.
Ayushi, as a fellow kind of public figure, I understand that we are both only slightly famous.
Slightly
right now.
famous.
Yeah.
True. It's not like, yeah, I still have my sense, like people of who say, oh, stand-up comedy. I'm
So
also
you
very
are
funny.
looking
Don't
for
steal my
someone like
jokes.
that.
But is
Yeah,
there a reason why you don't automatically, why you say cut off people who are a fan? Because I'm asking for myself. Because clearly you have just eliminated me from your dating pool.
yeah, I mean, that's also because you're a woman. I
Yes.
don't swing that way, unfortunately. But
It is unfortunate. All of us have.
oh, yeah.
But
I
why?
mean,
Like, why?
no, the thing is because if you've seen my work or if you've seen my stand-up and if you are a fan, which is what you claim, not me, you say you're a big fan, then there's no balance. You've already kept me on a pedestal,
Got it.
and that doesn't facilitate dating. Suddenly you're very like, oh man, I saw your presentation set, it was so good, and your Instagram and your this and that, and it works when we're friends or we're talking, but it doesn't work when I want to, hi baby, how are you doing? Then suddenly I'm all like, hi, yeah, it's so nice to talk to you, thank you so much. I can't be all like, chal na, karte na kuch.
It creates
Like you don't know how much, like I am real on social media and I am real in my stand-up, but I the best version of me over there. You don't like I also have my boring face तो मैं कभी डालती नहीं ना Instagram पे. जो भी करती हूँ, I'm not saying I'm not sad on Instagram. I have my sad face also, but you don't see the boring part, which is a lot. कि, I don't have anything to say. I'll speak about dal chawal. I'll reply in monosyllables. I'm not always witty. I am very average. So you might have an expectation from me which is like tuck.
Right.
And you might also have an insecurity or intimidation. Like I know this for a fact that just because I have a certain number of followers or I have seen some sort of success, men do find it a little intimidating कि इसको कैसे हंसाए, how do we make sure that we seem attractive? So I don't need that baggage. If you're someone who doesn't know me at all, it's perfect. And I also, whenever I'm dating someone or if I'm in a relationship, I request them to not even come for my shows, because that also makes me very like, मत देखो, like I don't come to your office and like कैसे बना रहे हो ये PPT, क्या हो रहा है इसमें, ये क्या करता है. I don't do all that, right? So this is my work space and I just don't want any distractions. I don't want any cha. I don't want to keep looking every 2 seconds, हंस रहा है क्या, funny हो क्या. So I
guess it never thought of it like that, of going to someone else's work and asking them, how did you make your PPT? That's good.
So I don't like mixing these two worlds. I mean, if I'm dating a comic, then it's inevitable, and then I don't care. Then it's like we both are on the same space anyway. It's just that when you are dating someone who's not a comedian but is a fan.
Would you like marry a comedian? Just off the top of my head, this question.
2 years back, I didn't mind. I was ready to marry a comedian, but then I dated a comedian. So then I was like, oops, this is too much. You can't. And not because he's a bad guy or I'm just saying that when you're working in the same profession, there is some sort of insecurities which get transferred from that person to you, even if you don't have them. कि मैं मेरे करियर में काफी satisfied हूँ, खुश हूँ, but then this person starts कि यार मेरे jokes नहीं चल रहे, कल मैं stage पे गया, मैंने ऐसा किया और कुछ नहीं हुआ, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया है, 4 महीने में मैंने jokes नहीं किए, 4 हफ्तों में jokes नहीं किए, and suddenly these insecurities which were not there in your mind anyway suddenly start कि मैंने भी नहीं लिखा यार, मैंने भी कुछ नहीं किया, मेरे भी followers नहीं बढ़े, मेरा भी कुछ नहीं, and I don't want this thing at all. where I can see we both have pitched for the writing gig, but I got it, he didn't, and he's very happy for me, but I can see that in his eyes कि यार मेरा क्यों नहीं हो रहा?
Yeah, but that's, I think, like a lot of similar job profiles, or if you're in the same office space, like if these are problems that enter all those kind of relationships. Like people say, oh, you should meet someone at work, and you're like, but I actually don't want that. Like I don't want to have this professional and personal blend so much. Like I enjoy having that autonomy and separation because, like you said, I don't want to inherit someone else's insecurities. I don't.
Correct.
I have my own. I have my own.
Exactly.
All right, girls, should we slip into a small break now?
Yeah, sure.
And we come back. Okay, see you on the other side, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I want to remind our Tamil-speaking audience about the new show from Kadai Podcast. The previous season was Punyan Selvan. The new show that we're doing is Sivakamyan Sabata. Kavita Jiva is the host of the show. Basically, what she does is she retells these old classics in a modern idiom. I think you'll really enjoy that. Quickly running through some of the other guests that we had this week. Luke Catino showed up on Cyrus Says, where he and Cyrus had a great conversation about fitness and all things related to that. Rahul Dakuna was on Gauri Devi Dayal's show. This round's on me. Again, great conversation around brands and things like that. Maruk Inayat had Kaveri Banzai on her show to discuss Sushant Singh Rajput's death and the effect it's going to have on Bollywood as it goes forward. Archana Vora, who is a director of small and medium businesses at Facebook, she was on Advertising is Dead talking about the kinds of work that Facebook is doing with smaller businesses. And remember, Edges and Sledges continues its fan series. Do definitely check that out. And last, one final thing, that Cock and Bull this week was really interesting. Cyrus, Kunal Vijayakar, Gauri Devi Dayal, and myself spoke quite a bit about the restaurant industry and the challenges that they're facing in this pandemic. So do definitely check that out. I think you'll enjoy that. And with that, let me get you back to your show.
Welcome back to Agla Station Adulthood. Ayushi and I are in conversation with the lovely Aishwarya Mohanraj, who I look at you and I smile. I just can't help but be happy, honestly. You're a breath of fresh air.
Oh, what's that?
Your fangirl episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's bring this back to dating.
Yes.
And to kind of, rally us all together is what we've been talking about on the show, like last year, where we were in terms of dating personally, Ritasha and I, and where we are now. There's, like we discussed it last week, the pandemic has basically been the majority of this last year. If you think of year as in 1 year ago to now for us. And when we started, Tash was in a very committed relationship, and she was in a home partnership kind of a thing, and you guys were deeply in it, and I was deeply not. And not much has changed for me other than my personal perspective towards dating and my expectations on it, because as you've just grown up and you've met people, you change the way that you interact with these interfaces through the app, but also the people that you meet through them. But Tash, what has changed for you?
So honestly, I think I said this in the last episode also, I think, but I spent my early 20s in a lot of commitment, whether it was professional commitment or personal commitment, just being heavily invested in something and giving it my 100 and 200 and 300%. And I think the pandemic made me realize that maybe I should be focusing on myself and what I want and how I want to go on from here. So I took a decision, and my partner and I took some time apart, and now I'm living with my parents and he's living on his own. And I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it's kind of exciting to be at this point now where I am looking forward to flirting with 3 people at once. I won't lie.
Also, by the way, listeners, I need to tell you all that Tash has been really trying to hone in on the single girl fun for the last couple of weeks. When we went to Goa before, I was like, yeah, it'll be fun. You might meet people. It might be interesting. And she was like, yeah. We'll be very single together.
So cute.
What? Such a fucking liar. She spent the entire time on FaceTime with her partner. And
God.
I was like, so yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Promises were
I
made.
mean, I can understand.
I'm looking to diversify, so anybody wants to flirt with me, you're welcome to with my consent.
Hi.
I-
But you're not available only.
No,
You
I'm available.
flirt and then you.
Look, yaar. I'm not tied down, huh? Guys, I just want everybody to know that I'm no longer tied down in anything. I'm my own woman. I'm my own person.
So
And I'm
there's
living
3
my
single
freest
women on
life.
this chat,
On this-
right now, on this podcast right now, looking for
Oh,
love.
yeah.
Looking for love. No, I don't want.
I'm looking for love. If you want love, I'll give.
I'm looking. I think I'm. That was a personal development, is to be openly able to admit now that I'm looking for partnership.
Sorry.
That's pretty adult now of you guys to be at this point of I am looking.
I mean, you've gone through that phase.
Yeah, I'm like
Been
kind of
there.
tired. I'm doing reverse 20s now.
Yeah.
I'm living my 23, 24 now.
I think I did so much of this casual dating in like college, and this just in having a good time. Like I had many good times, lot of great times. And then after that, you're kind of like, and in our group of friends also, we're one of the few girls who are okay with this online dating, meeting strangers, going out, having fun. Like, so you're seen also as like progressive and very independent.
हम modern लड़कियां है.
Modern. Oh, the best word, modern. But now it's kind of like, I don't know about you, like Aishwarya, but do you feel like sometimes just really exhausted? Because I get really exhausted.
Yeah, I've gone through that also, where I'm just tired of swiping. Like my apps haven't been opened in months, and I'm not even talking to anyone actively. I've gone through that phase also during the pandemic only, where I'm not interested in talking to anyone, and not because I've stopped craving for love or attention or companionship. It's just that right now I don't have the bandwidth to hold a conversation. Maybe because of something that is happening in my life. Maybe something which is not related to dating at all. But I don't have. I don't want to talk to new people. I want to talk to my 3 people whom I talk to every day. Friends, you know.
Yeah.
They have history, geography of my life. I don't want to sit and be like, I'm a stand-up comic and a writer. Yes, I've done this also. Yes. So that's also a phase where exhaustion creeps in and you're just, नहीं करना यार, कर लेंगे single dumb.
It like sometimes that worries me. Like it worries me to think that I get so irritated with this whole process of getting to know someone new and have to tell them all about myself. I'm just like, I'd rather just not get to know you, because that's less effort and that's less like pressure on my own brain, and I just don't want to do it unmatched.
Yeah. Like for me, I think when I match with a person, within 3 texts, I figure out if I want to talk to this person or no. Like
that's good. That's good for you. Like I get
because my
it.
opening line also is I've tried obviously a bunch of opening lines, and the one that I like the best is where I start only with how many times do I have to tell you that ये तुम्हारा बच्चा नहीं है. चले जाओ, whatever his name is, like his name is Aman. चले जाओ Aman, मेरे पति घर आते ही होंगे. This is my opening line. And now if he takes it forward, like where he continues the role play, then I know okay, this is going.
Yeah,
he's a fun guy.
Love
okay. But if he says ha, what have you been up to? Then I just unmatch immediately. मेरे को बात ही नहीं करनी तुमसे जो ऐसे ha, what's up? I don't want to, like, if you're going to be, and this is not a criterion, okay? This is you having to be someone who carries forward a role play is not a criterion to get into a relationship, obviously. But for me, it's like I need some sort of a क्या बोलते filter, ना?
To cut people out or keep them in.
Yeah. Exactly. So for me, this is the filter where if you're as fun or if you can play along, because I don't want a conversation where every day we're just like, और आज क्या किया. ये हम once we get into a relationship we'll do. पहले तो हमको थोड़ा at least थोड़ा तो exciting रखो यार.
How interesting.
Yeah, I went with the do you like poha? That's also one of my opening lines.
Nice.
I was going to ask you your top 5 opening lines at the end. That was going to be our 5 wrap up.
Oh shit.
No.
Give them now.
Come on.
Yeah, so do you like poha is one of my other favorites.
Good.
Because,
solid.
Yeah. That also gets the... Sometimes they only unmatch me. Do you like poha? ये कोई पूछने की बात है. So then it's a good filter for them also ना कि हमको नहीं चाहिए कोई ऐसे जो हमको hi hello ना बोले सीधा do you like poha बोले. We don't want इतना absurd also in our life.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I completely get it. Then for me another filter is if they reply with hey with 2 exclamations, then I don't reply.
No,
too ego.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is it too ego?
I don't know. It just doesn't look nice. Suddenly I see hey and it's not like normally it should be hey. This is hey.
I always put exclamation marks. Oh God!
Put 1 exclamation. What is 2?
No, but I don't even like the you're starting a conversation with an exclamation point is so much energy that you're coming to this topic with. Like no, take it down a lot.
Right.
And in general, exclamation marks for me, I know this is really bad, but if a dude is texting and he's just a lot of exclamation points as punctuation, it's like, oh, you're a sociopath. That's not for me.
Oh, I would be like, your punctuation game is not on point.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is not. I don't condone these things like, oh, this is how. This is the right way, or this is how. This is just my wiring.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, where I see 2 exclamations and suddenly I'm like, I don't want. I can't see this.
There are so many things, so many filters. Imagine people don't even know how they are being judged, for lack of a better word, on apps.
Like, for example, I matched with this guy on Bumble and, we had a conversation. It didn't take off. And later, I matched with the same guy on Hinge. Even though I didn't remember, he told me later, we matched on Bumble, but you didn't really reply. And I said, really? And then I went back to check our conversation on Bumble and he had put hey with 2 exclamations.
Oh. But he learned.
No, but he didn't know also. Here it was on Hinge, it just didn't come up. He didn't have to put in 2 exclamations. So I told him, oh yeah, it's because you put 2 exclamations. And he got a little upset. Are you kidding me?
Are you?
What do you mean? Yeah, what is this 2 exclamation rubbish? And I was like, oh, these are things that I should keep in my head and not say aloud to the person.
Maybe he was the one, who knows?
No, he wasn't the one.
I was like, maybe he was the one, who knows?
He was no, I spoke to him now on Hinge properly. He's not the one.
Okay.
Not.
Love it.
I don't swipe a profile which is only gym pictures, or for me, dudes taking selfies is no. It's a no. And then specifically if they're gym selfies, it's a double no. No matter how hot you are in these pictures, I will look. I will appreciate the physical form that you have taken, but that's a no. And again, like you're saying, this is very, very judgy of me. And I'm not saying that this is the right or wrong way to do it. That's just the way that my brain, because to me, it just looks like you're so vain. You're so incredibly, incredibly vain to be putting up so many pictures of your naked body on the internet.
Yeah, even I don't. Also, another thing is if all your photos are in glares, then I don't.
Because by the way, that's a lie. Guys look good in sunglasses. So
the thing is, I need to see your eyes. Yeah, if all your photos, I can understand if 3 photos, whatever. If enough number of photos are also there in glares, I don't mind. But if not even a single one where I can see your eyes, then I'm like, what do you want to do? Yeah. Why you're not showing me eyes?
Boys, that's good, I think, for everyone actually. On your dating profiles, let's show our real self.
No, you should also just have one clear image of who you are. Just one decent image that can show you, not there's also 7 group picture ones where I have to go through and find you in the group picture. No, please, this is too much work.
Yeah, the group pictures took care, people put from Shadi and all. I'm like, why are you showing me your mummy papa so soon? Wait, na thoda. Basically, I feel like people don't realize that you're here to date, or the agenda over here is to make a dating profile where देख के पता चल जाएगा बंदी को कि swipe करना है कि नहीं.
Yeah.
Here, if you start putting clutter, if you make it Instagram, then how is it?
Oh my God, you are so right. That's the description. This is not an Instagram.
Yes.
Like, it's not.
Yeah.
You have an Instagram, and if you want to show that, link it below. The apps give you the option now to do that. But don't make this. There was this one guy who was on all. I've seen him on the 2 different apps. All his pictures were with birds, and not like the same bird, which made me feel like, oh, maybe it was his pet. It was just lots of different birds, like him holding birds.
He's a bird holder.
I don't know. That's not like. What made you think that that's a good idea for a dating app?
I'm going to position myself as a holder of birds on this app.
But there are definitely some things that no matter what the person looks like or their answers, I will swipe left. Like there are some non-negotiables that I think all girls and guys have when they see, I think.
Yeah, of course. Like sometimes there's no particular reason. Like he might check all the boxes in terms of. But that's what I'm saying, na? Things like exclamation and all, if now I'm going to look at, there's no valid, rational reason anymore.
There are some...
It's just the vibe. Ki, haan, maine pura profile dekha. He's nice, he's put up decent photos. His bio is also okay. But meko jama nahi, meko feel nahi aa rahi. So I swipe left.
You're a vibe
I think,
you have to get a good feeling from someone. There's also the opposite, which happens when you get a good feeling, you have the thing, and you're having the whole conversation, and it's going great. You're just like slightly starting to imagine these weird future situations with each other. We're like, maybe, I don't know, maybe. And then when you meet the person and there's no vibe.
Nothing. It's the worst.
That's worse. I think that's worse.
I definitely do phone calls before I meet the person.
Nice. I'll appreciate that. So I've recently understood that this whole like texting thing, while it's cute and very millennial and cool of us, phone calls are nice also.
Yeah,
very important.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very important. The thing is, because if I can't hold a conversation with you on call, there's no way I'm going to meet you and have a better time. And I don't mean that I need to have an hour-long conversation with you. Even 15 minutes where we go without having to like talk about the weather, it's good. It's decent. Also very important for me is as soon as I start texting now, within 3-4 texts, I tell them to send me a voice note. Yeah. I need to know how your voice is. Otherwise, it's very tough for me, dude, because and these are all legit experiences where I've gone ahead, texted this guy for 2 weeks. It's been great. And suddenly he'll send me a voice note where he has this heavy accent. And in my head, he doesn't talk like this, right? And suddenly he's talking like Hindustani bhav. And I'm like, I don't want this thing. And I mean, I immediately lose interest. Immediately. I hear the voice and I'm just like, oh. So that's why before I start investing only, I'm like, can you send me a voice? Sing Twinkle Twinkle, I don't care.
Nice.
Just send me a voice.
You are just too good. You figured this out, like what you need, what you don't need. So there's clarity.
This is a good one. This voice note one is good. Like I feel like
she likes it.
Yeah, because I feel like it's something that I can use to make my experience better.
Yes.
Because I've had that experience where you've spoken to someone and you've had a decent vibe, and then you go out, for some sort of meeting, whatever it is, a coffee, dinner, whatever. And then you see how they dress or like their shoes or just like some like really obscure one thing. Which just absolutely I cannot deal with. And that's the end. Like, and I won't be able to get past it no matter what I do. You said it's not his fault that he has an accent. That's maybe how he speaks. But
correct.
It's just I can't get past that. Like, this one dude wore these shoes, which I feel so bad because I was like, this is wrong. Like, you should have never worn these shoes in your whole entire life. You should have never bought them. And if you bought them, that means that's your judgment. And then I don't know whether I'm okay with that.
I think like the thing is when I ask them for a voice note, I also send a voice note just so that you also understand how I sound.
Everybody
I
is
have
comfortable
nice shoes,
with each
but
other.
I have nice shoes, so this is not like this is different.
Yeah. But the beauty of it is that I have a great voice.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
I do. It
Aishwarya,
works.
in your Surili Avaz, do you want to tell us in your journey of this baby adulthood, when was the point in time when you became very, very aware that you are looking to settle down and this is exactly what you need as a growing
And that your aim from dating has changed, like the result that what you're looking for has changed.
So the thing is, when I was in a relationship with any of the guys that I was dating, at some point we have all discussed marriage. I mean, I've discussed marriage with all of them. It's not like I've discussed marriage only with one guy. I've had my conversations about कि शादी के बाद क्या करना है, कैसा रूम सजाएंगे, कौन सा कर्टन खरीदेंगे, बच्चे चाहिए कि नहीं, उनको कौन से स्कूल में डालेंगे, CBSE, ICI. Everything I've discussed with all the boys that I was in a relationship with, not like I went on dates. So I've had 5 relationships. All 5 I've had this discussion with.
Wow.
शादी के बाद क्या? Yeah. But after my last relationship, which was, I think, the toughest, I think as you grow also the sense of just intensity increases, even though you don't realize it, but just because you're human, it increases. So the last breakup was pretty hard for me and for him as well. So I think after that, I genuinely wanted to take a break and not get into anything serious for some time. And I think for the past 1 year now, I'm in that zone where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to commit again. I'm ready to get into a relationship. I am ready to get married. I'm not even saying that I want to do just long relationship. I want to get married eventually at some point. So the next person whom I date, I would like to think that
there's potential.
We are getting into. Yeah, there's potential. I'm not saying that I will get married to the next person I date, but I want to get into it thinking कि there is a possibility. I don't want someone who's just like, यार मेरे को तो casual चाहिए, देखते हैं आगे जाके क्या होगा. मेरे को अभी casual नहीं करना है. तुमको casual करना है तो फिर I'm not the right person for you, because I will get invested. And once I get invested, then I can't do this thing कि call करूँ कि नहीं, text करूँ कि नहीं, is this good behavior, is this... So for me, I find that also, sometimes, the problem is when you meet on a dating app, it's great because you're on the same page from the get-go. And it's not tough to have these discussions or conversations where you're like, are we serious, are we not? Are we looking for something casual, or do we want to get into a relationship? But when you start talking to someone who's just, say, someone on Instagram, who's not some rando, but like, some other person on Instagram whom you also follow, and you're just replying to each other, ha, it's going great. But you think it's flirting. Does he also think it's flirting?
Correct. It's a very slippery slope, this one, na? Correct.
It's the worst one. It makes you, because you're so happy to see a DM from this person, but then you're like, are they happy to see the DM or the story reply from me?
Correct.
And then you find yourself looking at your story like, has he seen?
Has he seen? Yeah. This whole thing. And the thing is, you can't even bring it up, right? You can't be like, so what are we doing? Because you're friends. You're friends, but you still like talk for 3 hours. You text till eternity. You still like tell each other details about your life. But you still are not relationship or dating or even mentioning that. You're talking about like you're subtly talking about, हाँ तो आज मैं वो ऐप पे थी तो मैं देख रही थी, and you're just trying to gauge his reaction from it. Is he getting affected or is it just me? Then he mentioned some girl, and then you try to slip it in saying कि, oh, interesting. कौन है ये? So this yeah.
No. I was just saying that I one time replied to somebody's story when I was drunk, being like, "Oh, I see you've settled down."
Oh God!
Just replied, being like, "No, she's just a friend. You can rest
God.
easy. I'm so glad that you replied how I wanted you to reply, and that's the most positive. But dude, this is with Vidur, where there's no potential of us ever being together. So we have this amazing Instagram banter, kind of a weird situation. But the fact was, I was drunk and I only saw this the next morning. I was like, this is why you don't pick up your phone when you're like 5 glasses of wine in, Aishi. This is why you walk away. But I think you're right about the difference between the dating app having that there is
clarity, dude. Everyone's there for dating.
Or some sort of intimacy. You know,
intimacy,
like people say that, like, are you, and I like the people who ask, like, are you looking for something serious or you're just looking for something casual right now? And I think it's good. First I used to be like, oh, it's so intense, how can you ask? But then I was like, actually it's good, because then I can also say that I'm
correct.
You know?
Yeah. Because otherwise it's just, I can't do this Instagram thing where I enjoy it. I prefer it to dating apps, you know, when you start flirting with someone you know, and because you know them. It's not some rando you get to. It's not a stranger. It's someone that, you know, you followed their work and they've followed yours, and it's fun zone. And but you're just like, I love
you. Too real, too relatable.
Okay, fine. Sure. I have one honest, like, I need to ask that one question. I think we should also be wrapping up, but I'm actually having fun. What's, like, do you think that, suppose you meet someone on a dating app and it goes well and you guys stand up together and you're going to get married, fingers crossed, would you be slightly shy about saying that you met on a dating app? Like, are you a little bit embarrassed by that, or you're like fully fine?
My Instagram runs on this. I am legit.
That question to ask you, I guess.
Yeah, it's like I 24/7 I'm talking about dating, or like right now my last story is about how someone sent a mail to my manager saying, hey, I found Aishwarya's fake profile on Bumble, please let her know. So I put up a screenshot saying, this is my real profile, please don't report it.
Oh my God, that's wild.
Yeah, so I'm never going to shy away from admitting. I thought we'll probably take money also from that app.
I love that.
I don't mind promoting.
Yes.
We have been begging them. Like, we've just been openly saying, like, Bumble.
We need sponsorship, guys.
Hinge, come to us. I think the last one that I was on was Hinge, and I found that to be the nicest one.
What do you recommend? What should I download, guys?
I think Hinge.
Even I quite like Bumble also, to be honest.
But Bumble, the only caveat is that you have to start the conversation. So then you have
But I'm also going to start using Aishwarya's lives now. Do you like upma? Do you like poha?
Yeah. But I'm saying sometimes, you know, honestly, like, when Bumble came, I was very excited for it to, like, take the control back. The power dynamic is different, and you get to it's cool. It feels really fun and it's interesting. But then when you leave that and you go to Hinge and the person starts pursuing you, you're like,
No, that's true. That's true. Like, I like that. And I'm not recommending Bumble on the basis of having to start the conversation first. It's just the crop of men that I've seen over there. I don't know my Hinge profile, why my most compatible is also such shit, yeah. Like, sometimes I'm wondering, this is what is compatible for me. This you're giving this chomu langur.
Yeah, you can't be offended by the algorithm, because I started thinking that first. I was so angry at the app. I was like, how dare you? How dare you think that this is what, excuse you. But then, like, the most recent person that we met in Goa, that he was from Hinge, and he was great find.
Lovely,
great find.
Yeah.
So,
Chalo, I'm going to get on it.
Do Hinge and Bumble, do both. Why not?
Why not? मेरे पास तो time है. मैं भी वेली बैठी. Yeah.
I think we do need to wrap up by just saying the same things that we said last year, and then we continue to say, is just be respectful, and like, consent is fucking key. Don't online, like, sexually harass people. Don't verbally abuse them. Don't pester someone. Like, just stay in your lane till you feel comfortable enough to start, like, you know, you start getting a bit more bold or whatever. And I think like you said, you get a vibe within a couple of exchanges. So look out for that vibe, kind of train yourself to get to look for that.
Also, this is very me. Yeah? Like most of the things that I do, I just or put up also is very, okay, this is just me, how I am. It just so happens that many people relate to it because apparently everyone is like this only.
Correct.
It is. That's why, like, we need to, I don't know, maybe talk about dating more, talk about how frustrating it is, talk about how, like, it's actually so exhausting and tiring to constantly be fronting about, like, oh, do you like me? Do you like this version of me? Do you like what I have presented to you today? But it is relatable. Everyone goes through that shit.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, even when I was talking about sexting or whatever, the sexting thing is just very me. That is normally all the men that I've met are very, very courteous, very nice. They will not bring up anything. Okay, they're very. I've also met men who start off the conversation with that, and sometimes I'm okay with it. Sometimes I'm not because I'm still not in the zone. But most of the times it's me who steers the conversation in that direction. You know, and that's why for me it's not that difficult because I am very comfortable with having such conversations. I know, for me also it's very important कि बंदे को भी consent होना चाहिए ना. Like I can't just so of course it's very important from that aspect as well.
Oh, me saying these rules was not just for guys to girls.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely not. This was for all people of all genders interacting with each other online or in person. Like when you're dating, and I feel like these days this seems to be a disclaimer that we have to make because apparently there are no rules of engagement anymore online. People just say anything.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I think it's important to just say that. But you're right. Everyone has their personal kinks and things that
on that note, I just want to quickly slip in for one just last small point I want to discuss. Aishwarya, in this journey of adulting and adulthood and being in your late 20s, I guess now, this transformation into like a sexually confident or a woman who is like, yeah, this is me, this is what I want, this is how I am, the security that comes with that. You want to talk to us about your journey in that space a little bit?
See, the thing is, I'm very, like, I don't have qualms about admitting that I have been sexually active in my life. And I've dated 5 people, right? So obviously I've had my fair share of sexual interactions as well. And it's just made me very aware about how important sex is in my life. Okay, and I'm not going to deny it. For me, like in the sense, even when I get married, I want to have sex with that person, even if it comes via arranged marriage or shadi.com, whatever other avenues there are. I have told my parents also that I will have to have sex with the person before I agree to commit into a long-standing
compatibility is
fair enough.
It's very important, very important. So the thing is, like, when I also start or initiate such conversations, it's also because I need to understand how comfortable this guy is. What happened?
My mother has just walked in. No boundaries. Anyway, sorry, the compatibility, absolutely.
No, so I just need to understand that we're on the same page because it is a very important aspect for me as it is for many other people. Like I understand when there are men who want to have sex, and I think it's just very frowned upon when men bring up sex or men try to be intimate. Why are you bringing it up? Or why are you being so creepy? Why are you being this?
In a healthy space, I think it's really nice to.
And confidence is sexy. Like, if you're about what you want and what I think, like, be
correct. Like that's the thing about gauging the vibe, which is such a ambiguous thing, to be honest. So there's no hard and fast rules ki itne conversations ke baad ye topic bring up karna hai ya itne time ke baad is the good time to bring it up. I find, I kind of just sense it from the vibes. So that's what even you need to do when you're talking to someone, is this person comfortable? Put in like feelers. If the person immediately shrinks back, then you're just like, okay, I don't want to bring this up at all.
Yeah.
Just step back. Yeah. Step back.
Yeah. You tell some story. Like, this is how I go about. I'll mention some story about some story. Okay, I was with this guy and then we did this. And then depending on how he reacts to the story, then I take it forward. If he's just like, okay, then I'm like, okay, this guy is not cool, not interested. If he takes the conversation forward, oh, phir kya hua? Ooh, and he starts flirting, then I'm like, okay, we got it. We got a hang of it. We're good, girl.
There's
Love
so
it.
many tips in this episode. It's amazing.
Aishwarya,
Wow,
तुम एक article लिखो, एक research paper. I think it's needed.
Yeah, dude, how I'm not getting anyone? You imagine so much information I have. Nothing is working.
I think you should meet an astrologer. That's my last straw now.
That also I've done. 28 May, I'm supposed to get married apparently.
So when are you turning 28?
I'm 26 right now.
Oh, you're only 26. So then,
Oh my God, you're a
So
baby.
Yeah, but like I don't want to get married off the bat. Like I need to meet the person,
you're
know
mid-20s.
the person.
Not even late 20s. Oh God,
Girl, I'm 28 and let me just tell you that 2 years later,
Nothing's changed. Same only it is.
I don't know, but maybe your astrologer is right. Maybe we could be dancing at your wedding. Can you please invite us to dance?
Yeah, I mean, if it's happening
if
now,
you
depends
don't-
now if it's court marriage,
Oh.
honeymooning.
regardless, no, I think you will do a fera, and not about inviting myself for my presence. I just want you to record that one thing of you at the mandap in your
Funny.
That's the moment of your wedding. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that just for like a throwback kind of a
Yes,
thing.
for all your
Yes,
OG fans.
for your OG fans. You simply must.
Thank you so much for coming on our episode.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much for having me. This was so nice and so refreshing. Just
And,
so many things that even I didn't know. I just articulated right now. This is how I felt, and this is how.
I'm glad.
This show is our personal therapy with each other.
I can totally
We
understand.
discover things as we're speaking. We're like, oh my God, I think like that.
Correct.
But I wish all three of us the best of luck.
Yes. Thank you. We all need it. All three of us.
And you do, and you do need luck. And guys, if you're of age, employed, and can grow a beard, please get in touch.
Yeah, I like her specifications. Also, it'd be preferable if you're taller than 5'8".
Oh yeah, she also needs that.
Oh yeah, this is my biggest
Been
problem.
a big talking point for a while now. Anyway, that's another episode. But yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when you're 5'7", you do want a tall guy. I'm sorry.
You're 5'7", poor thing. I'm 5'2".
Dude, it is poor thing. It is poor thing. Do pity me.
Yeah.
This is a sad situation. Because Indian...
Yeah, I can totally
Anyway, I
understand.
can't start this rant at the
I
end.
think tall girls and short boys is super cute as a visual also. I just had this
So please put your requirement on your dating apps as small loose. Just put it. Put it.
all are welcome. Decent people.
No.
Anyway,
I want someone who can like hold me and then I feel all protective under the thing. Like
yeah.
if you're same height and you're doing this just feels very awkward. Can't
How
even put
much-
your hand around.
Just
my
for
shoulder.
once in my life, I'd like to feel petite. Just for once. Just once make me feel like the slim wallflower fairy nymph in the wood. Please.
Girls, it's all gonna happen. I have faith. I love you guys. Y'all are both wonderful.
This
and
was great. Thank you so
sexy
much.
and,
Thank you.
Just stop.
Thank
you for having
each other now.
me.
Okay.
Everyone, if you want to watch, hear, and see more of Aishwarya's beautiful face and beautiful voice, please you can follow her on.
You must. It's the best. Tell her. Tell us.
My
Tell her.
Instagram handle is Aishwarya MRG.
Yes.
And are you on the Twitter?
Twitter, yeah, I'm not active on Twitter, so no need to follow me on
No
Twitter.
problem. Chalo.
But you
Don't
can
worry.
follow on some apps. She's there. Just don't.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, just don't lead the conversation with "Hi, ma'am, big fan."
No,
Then I'll just
that's the big no-no as we have learned.
How can you say ma'am and then expect that this is going to go in a good direction?
Oh, that's what I'm telling you. Hi, ma'am, big fan. How are you doing this? But yeah, I think we're just now circling around the same thing again and we're going in a spiral.
How many times have you motivated yourself to improve your sleep or lose weight or be more productive? How many times have you failed? Hi, my name is Ashton Doctor. Tune into my show, The Habit Coach Podcast, where we focus on creating small, tiny habits to improve your life instead of those big, impossible tasks. So make listening to me a habit every Monday, Wednesday and Friday on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com or on your favorite podcasting app.
नमस्ते, मैं हूँ सौरभ चंद्रा
और मैं प्रणय कुटस्थाने।
जब महफिल खत्म होते होते दरवाजे के बाहर पुलिया के ऊपर हम दुनिया भर की जटिल समस्याओं को सॉल्व करने में लग जाते हैं तो हो जाती है पुलियाबाजी।
अब आजकल के अपार्टमेंट वालों ने तो कभी पुलिया देखी नहीं होगी, पर आप फीलिंग तो समझ ही सकते हैं।
तो आइए शामिल हो जाइए हमारी पुलियाबाजी में, जहां प्रणय और मैं एक से एक इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक्स की तह तक जाएंगे।
आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, बिटकॉइन, पाकिस्तान, मेडिकल एजुकेशन, करेंसी क्राइसिस, कभी हम दोनों के साथ और अक्सर स्पेशल एक्सपर्ट गेस्ट की कंपनी में।
सुनिए हमें IVM की वेबसाइट, ऐप या अपने फेवरेट पॉडकास्टिंग प्लेटफॉर्म पर हर दूसरे हफ्ते।